This episode is brought to you by PaintballPhotography.com.
This is Team Espa from South Africa, and you are watching Social Paintball!
Hello, welcome to Social Paintball News. I'm your host, Justin Hafford. Here's your news. World Cup Asia results, paintball on the Gaza Strip, MagFed at Fulda Gap, the DAM Disassembly. First up, World Cup Asia was held this past weekend. Israel Ogaris from Social Paintball was on location shooting video. He's kept in touch and has provided the following results from World Cup Asia. From Al Arabian News, we learned of some Palestinian teens creating a paintball park in the Gaza Strip. It was once in the Jewish settlement of Nazarene, but now the site has been turned into Gaza Strip's first ever paintball park. The arrival of the strategic action game in Gaza is offering Palestinian youth a chance to try something new. But bringing the relevant equipment and protective clothing into blockaded territory was no small achievement. Everything had to be smuggled in through one of the 1,000-meter underground tunnels that link Gaza with Egypt.
Keep your head down. Right.
Hold on to yourself, Bartlett. You're 20 feet short.
What do you mean 20 feet short?
One ref had this to say: "We brought it over via a very hard route, via the tunnels from Egypt, so that we can play games that are played all over the world, so that youth of Gaza can play these games that are played around the world. This is a peaceful game, and it's really, really fun. There's no danger whatsoever." One participant had this to say: "I'm really happy, and I hope there will be more of things like this because it's better for young people to use up their energy playing these games rather than getting up to no good somewhere else. Good luck to these brave new players, and please be safe and have fun." Mike Pax of Die Tactical was on the field with the Die DAM at MagFed Fulda Friday, hosted and run by Magwell. This was a MagFed only pregame at Command Decision's big game, Fulda Gap. Magwell is a MagFed game production company that is interested in bringing a skill-based game to the sport. They don't care how big your paintball budget is, they want to know how well you can perform as a shooter. These Magwell games are designed to develop players as individuals and as a team. Magwell found that running significantly less paint yielded a more challenging, but ultimately more rewarding paintball experience that you cannot get hiding behind ropes of paint. To see more event coverage, be sure to visit www.magfedpaintball.com. This is a new Social Paintball Media Network partner, and it's focused on MagFed Paintball. Here are 2 viewer-submitted channels for you all to check out this week on YouTube. First, head on over to UK Blackout Paintball News. And then, when you're done there, check out Louisiana Paintballs for a channel that's created to spread the word about the sport of paintball in Louisiana. This week, I'm adding 2 more channels that didn't even ask for shoutouts, but they're getting them anyways, because I love them. First up, if you're new to the sport, and you haven't found Mike Phillips Tech PB YouTube channel, then you're missing out. And for the love of all things paintball, please go watch it now. With close to 1,000 videos, Mike has covered everything paintball. And finally, considering subbing this new channel with huge potential, Spantastic Media. They cover the stuff that no one else can cover, the grind of divisional paintball. And after being featured by PB Nation this past week, they're off to a great start. Down, yeah. So in kind of its stock configuration, if you're going to run with a hopper, let's take a look at the weight real quick before we take it apart. £5 pounds, 2.6 ounces. So let's take it apart. Mechanism right here, and they have these little tiny plastic tabs holding this bar in place. it was already busted. One of these little tabs was already busted from closing it wrong. So that would be one thing to maybe change how this works, because it doesn't look like it's going to last long. These tiny little plastic tabs. Okay, so we reached the stage in disassembly point where we've taken off the forward shroud with the tactical rails. I showed you all those rails do come off independently, or they can just be taken off with the shroud in two separate sections or one big section, kind of however you prefer to get that off as quick as possible, which is a nice design feature that Dye has thought of ahead of time, knowing that some of you might want to just shed a lot of weight and use this for playing tournament style. It'd be nice to be able to use this $1,400 marker, to be able to use it for tournament, or at least a rec ball kind of speed ball, as well as your tactical configuration. And they're so close. They're really only a couple things holding it back. So one would be, how do you develop a cover for this section here? So this brings me to my suggestion as I was working and looking with this. Let me just take this foregrip piece. If this foregrip could be retooled in such a way, and it looks like it's pretty possible, just the raw dimensions of this. If it could be redone to function as the eye cover and as a piece that you could put over to replace the mag well, that might be an easy solution for the next version of the dam, or something like that. Second suggestion for Dye, just removing the grip a little bit here so you can see that this grip frame, very much like the ultralight, is all one piece here. As if this trigger guard could be swapped out, detach it from here as well as from up here, and then you don't need this slide bar. This could come out, and maybe it comes out as part of this coming off, and then you put on a new trigger guard and you could swap out a trigger potentially. So those are my two hopefully helpful suggestions. I'm sure they're things that have already been talked about and kicked around, but just wanted to show kind of how far you can get this down towards losing weight for tournament configuration. So another clue Dye has thought about this is, I noticed with this front piece on the shroud, this plastic piece you can take off the very end, the most forward section of the shroud. Just take that off and you can go ahead and slide that right in on this shorter configuration. And I got it down as much weight as I can off it. Dye's done a great job of allowing those options. So I got the feed neck, put that front cover plate on, this is the barrel. We're ready to rock with some speedball here, and we're a couple pounds lighter. So significantly lighter once you remove all the shrouds. Damn, we're so close to one marker to rule them all. So thanks so much again to Dye for sending this along. I'm sure, again, you've already considered some of the things I've said, but those are the thoughts I had as I tore through this. And it's just an awesome, awesome marker. Thanks so much. Take care. Let's talk about the grind. Week in, week out, players grind on. Through rain, paint, pain, and practice, we all strive to improve in the sport of paintball, but also life. Some have done so for years and may feel they are due just rewards, or are the only ones warranting attention or support. Some may have just started. The grind can take many forms in paintball. It's not always playing. Refs grind, sales associates grind, product engineers grind, truck drivers grind, and yes, even media people in paintball grind. We need to embrace all the grinders out there and respect them. The grind is not just physical, but also mental. It's the process of expressing your passion for the sport through hard work. We all do what we can for the sport, and all those grinding out there have my respect no matter what form your grind takes. So what is my grind? What's my grind now? Well, I'm a father of 3, I work full-time, I'm completing a master's degree this semester, I have a small business doing photography and video production for local media, and I'm helping to create a 3D fabrication lab for interdisciplinary use. I also attend and document paintball events such as World Cup, and I'm the writer, cameraman, editor, and yes, to some of your chagrin, host of this news program which I produce every week. My grind includes even more challenges than I care to mention in the list here, but that's my grind. So what about some other people? Well, here's a viewer-submitted grind. He writes the following. Dear Social Paintball, I'm a Marine forced into retirement because I lost my right leg after a rocket injury last year. I started playing tournaments again this spring to keep myself active and was picked up by a team called United, who play outside of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And for the end of the season, we just played D4 3 and 5 man at OXCC on November 3rd and 4th. We finished 3rd in 3 man, where I played 80% of the points and bunkered several surprised shocked players who were blown away by they were run down by a one-legged man. I'm sure his grind day to day is quite significant. But what's your grind for paintball? Post it up as a comment so we can appreciate you. The grind tests you and you need to acknowledge failures, but move on and overcome them. The grind can test your worst qualities as well as your best. I'm fully aware of my weaknesses. Are you? Please do paintball a favor, and before you decide to make a statement in any form criticizing another, check yourself. Do you have passion? Are you grinding? This has been The Balls, so show some yourself and respect others in their participation in this sport, no matter what level. Doing so will represent the awesomeness of the paintball community. Thank you. Thanks again for watching. Please submit your news to us on the page linked below, and see you next Wednesday.
Thanks for watching. Be sure to check us out at socialpaintball.com, your source for the latest editorials, paintball videos, and commentary. Also be sure to check us out at facebook.com, facebook.com/socialpaintball.